after it happened.
He purposely didn't. And it makes sense because, like, the Republicans he was trying to punish were in there, and then the Democrats, which is all of them, he was trying to punish were in there.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet that, like, AOC was like, kids were in there when they attacked, so it was, like, potentially really dangerous. There's children inside the Capitol. So
For what? Like a field trip or what?
they're always have, like, people there. Like, they pretty much always just have, like, people there, I think, especially if you're family with senators and Congress people.
Oh. Yeah, that makes sense.
Anyway, we're starting.
Oh, we started already?
Yeah, I just did it while talking to be a natural thing again.
Oh.
Well, you have to get closer to the mic.
I didn't even know we started. I was
You were looking at TikTok.
looking at Instagram hoes.
Is that any better than TikTok hoes?
It's about the same.
What? I feel
Instagram just means they're legal.
like, I feel like on Instagram, to do really successful, you kind of have to be hoish. Whereas on TikTok, I don't think that hoes are that successful. Like, I don't use TikTok, so I don't know. But what people post online, what they show me on TikTok, are hoes. They always show me other stuff. They always show me, like, actual
I mean,
fun
that
stuff.
stuff's definitely on there too.
Yeah, there are definitely a lot of hoes on TikTok.
But are they
that
popping?
are very popular.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'm wrong. But on Instagram,
You're,
it's
like-
literally hoes only. That's like a hoes
Yeah.
only club. Like, government and certain jobs are boys only clubs. Instagram is hoes only club, okay?
On TikTok, like, a hot girl who's, like, not popular will post a really hoey,
Yeah.
like, TikTok, and it'll just, like, get thousands
Skyrocket.
of... Yeah.
And then just go, it's like a bunch of, like, serious videos, and then one hoe one, and then it goes to, like, back to, like, okay, so now I have your attention.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back to what I really focused about. Reviewing every Harry Potter book. And why Hermione is the best character of all time. Reason 1. She's black.
Hermione was, like, ugly in the books, and then they put Emma Watson.
Yeah, well, I mean, when Emma Watson was a kid, she just looked like a normal-ass little girl.
Yeah.
And then she turned out to be fucking really hot when she hit puberty. So, did she have to get breast reduction surgery, or was that a myth?
I don't know.
There was this huge rumor going around that she had to get breast reduction surgery so she would still look like a preteen. When she was like... Because they were like in their 20s towards the end of those movies. And they were like still pretending to be like 6th, 7th graders, I guess. So.
Not in, like, the 7th book.
Yeah?
Like, the 7th movie, they were, like, 18.
Oh, they actually just went with it? Okay, so I'm sure those rumors are just not real.
Yeah.
About her having breast reduction surgery.
Because they like, the first movie starts out when they're, like, 12.
11.
She looks
11,
she
yeah.
looks young even in the later ones, in my opinion. So.
Yeah.
But she doesn't even get with Harry at the end. She fucks Ron.
I know.
She fucks Ron in a graphic sex scene. And it's like she pulled down Ron's pants and saw his ginger pubic hair. She said, "Ew." It's a really weird sex scene.
What the fuck?
It's a really weird sex scene.
Shut up.
It's in the 8th book. It's on chapter 69. You know,
Just been reading fan fictions.
it's JK's style. Chapter 69. Day 69. It's the total JK move.
Yeah.
She retconned it later. That's why you guys probably didn't realize.
I want to make a book where it's every page is 69, every chapter is 69. The book's called 69.
Is the dialogue just 69, 69, 69?
No, it's like an actual book.
It's
but
like
everything else about it is 69.
Jimmy was a child during World War II. He was taken into the concentration
story has
camps.
nothing to do with 69.
He was taken into the concentration
yeah.
camps, and he never saw his mom again. But he knew that if he tried to survive, then at least he could tell the tale.
Yeah.
And it's just like a really sad, dark story. Every page is 69. And then the very final page, he shows his Nazi number. Like when the Nazis tattoo you when you're a Jew.
Oh.
And it's just 69, 69, 69. So then they can't make fun of you for...
No, that's really fucking stupid.
You ever see the Robot Chicken sketch where they're like, Schindler's List 2, Schindler's pissed. And he comes in with like dual Uzis and starts shooting Nazis.
No.
Yeah,
No,
it's
I
pretty,
haven't seen that.
Pretty disrespectful. Well, yeah. I hate that show. It's got some good sketches, but like it's full of so many bad jokes.
Yeah.
It's so bad. So not funny. But okay.
Seth Green made that.
Mm-hmm.
He voices Chris.
Yeah, he voices Chris Griffin. He's in the Austin Powers movies, which used to be big hits. But now everyone kind of forgot about them.
Well, all 3 movies were exactly the same.
Yes. They literally would do the same jokes again and again.
I know.
And they'd be like, isn't it funny? We're doing the same joke again. Didn't you like it the first time? It's like, yeah, but I've seen Austin Powers 1 like 10 times by now.
Yeah.
I did. I watched it over and over again. So when I watched Austin Powers 2, I was like, oh my god, it's that joke. Again. Austin Powers 1 is the best one by a landslide. Not even close.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen any of those.
You can watch the first one. 3 is only good for like 5 seconds because they do a parody where real actors play the Austin Powers characters, and the movie starts that way. So it starts with Tom Cruise,
Oh, yeah.
and it's Tom Cruise
I
as
forgot
Austin
about
Powers, and then it's like Robert De Niro as Dr. Evil,
Mhm.
and then it's like who's the guy from Always Sunny?
Frank.
Yeah, what's Frank?
Danny DeVito.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Danny DeVito is Mini-Me. And he just like Mini-Me's character, he doesn't talk ever. He just like squeals when you hit him and stuff. And he comes out as Mini-Me. And he's got like an Uzi and a cigar in his mouth. And he's got like an AK or something. He's got like an assault rifle. And he starts shooting. He's like, "Come here, you motherfucker! Come here, you cocksucker!" And he's like so like yelling and swearing.
Yeah.
And like Britney Spears is in it.
Mhm.
And then, like, it cuts to the real Mike Myers, Austin Powers. That's, like, the best part of that movie. Beyonce's the main, like, female character in it. It's like James Bond, where there's a different female actress each one.
This is some like early 2000s.
Yeah,
kinda.
the first Austin Powers is, like, very late 90s. And then it's, like, the 2000s were dominated. Like, Austin Powers were, like, the most popular movies back then. And now no one cares about Mike Myers at all. He's Shrek. He's done more Shrek movies than Austin Powers movies. Really, he's done so many fucking Shrek movies.
He was Wayne,
He was Wayne in Wayne's World.
and that's it.
Yeah. Those movies are very different from Austin Powers, but they're the same kind of joke structure. Yeah. Very similar style comedy. But those movies are like super classic and memorable. Mm-hmm. Like the scene where he's like, "We need some driving tunes. I recommend Bohemian Rhapsody." And like they're just like talking, and then it's like, now here comes like the part where we headbang and all this. Those movies are classic. And then he just did Austin Powers, and then he did Shrek, and he did Love Guru.
Oh.
Which is just Austin Powers 4. It's just literally the same shitty jokes over and over and over.
Except he's a guru.
So it's even worse. It's about like a black hockey player who becomes the best hockey player because he's black. He's the only one.
Yeah.
And then, like, that actor's terrible. It's, like, all these shitty actors in it, too. And Mike... Oh, he did Cat in the Hat.
Oh, yeah.
That was Mike Myers?
Fuck
Yeah.
Mike Myers. Yeah, that was Mike Myers. Jim Carrey did Grinch, and Grinch is much better than Cat in the Hat. Okay.
Cat in the Hat's not that bad, though,
No, it's
honestly.
I dispute this.
I don't think it's that bad.
Maybe, I don't know. I watched it when I was, like, a preteen, so maybe I was jaded.
Yeah.
I don't like Mike Myers anymore. Even though I really like Shrek, Austin Powers 1, and Wayne's World. Maybe I do like Mike Myers. I'm just being tough on him.
Yeah, you expect more from him.
I do. He needs to make a good comeback and actually be funny and not do a Shrek movie.
Well, he was in Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
As a cameo, as the guy who turned down...
The guy who said that Bohemian Rhapsody is a terrible song.
Yeah.
Which is a huge, like, fourth wall breaking joke.
Yeah, because in Wayne's World, he was...
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of people didn't even know it was him because he's wearing like, so much makeup. Mm-hmm. But that's the thing, he also plays like Fat Bastard and Dr. Evil in the Austin Powers movies. So he's used to wearing a lot of makeup for roles anyway. Who do you think's the best Saturday Night Live guy? Like Will Ferrell, Chris Rock, Mike Myers, Adam Sandler. Who do you think's like the best one?
I think they do best in...
Will Ferrell?
Are we talking like...
No, like
so like
in
best
general.
cast member or
just ever, like everything they've ever done. Who's the best? And you don't.
Will Ferrell.
You don't have to be like, oh, well, Adam Sandler sucks now, so none of his good movies. No, that's not
I mean,
how it
Adam
works.
Sandler's a funny guy.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's not how it works. Like, if they did something good, that good thing lasts forever. Like Billy Madison is like a very good comedy.
Right, yeah.
And just because he has bad ones now doesn't take away that those old good ones were good.
But he's done so many bad
Oh,
ones
yeah.
now.
Yeah, but he's just, like, shilling for money. Like, it's so obvious. He just, like, doesn't care or try at all.
Which is funny in its own.
It's annoying, though.
Yeah.
I feel like he can do so much better. Will Ferrell does that sometimes, too. He'll just do a shitty movie.
Yeah. But I find, too...
with the right director, Will Ferrell is a fucking, like, amazing to watch.
Yeah, like Step Brothers.
Yeah, Step Brothers was good.
The other guys.
Well, yeah.
Talladega Nights, I think... No,
yeah,
does anything
Talladega
beat
Nights.
Anchorman, though? That's the question. I feel like
I still
Anchorman...
haven't seen it.
Jeremy, have you seen it?
Yeah.
Okay, I was gonna say, if you guys both haven't seen it, we're watching it, like, tomorrow. But I don't think anything... I think Anchorman is by far his best movie, but Talladega Nights is, like, number 2 for me. That movie's fucking
so
gold.
funny.
No, yeah.
That was the first one with, like, John C. Reilly. Sacha Baron Cohen's, like, the bad guy. Such a good movie.
It's got Paul Rudd.
It's still good.
Yeah.
Or wait, I was
Paul
talking
Rudd's
about
in Anchorman.
Yeah.
If you've ever seen Knocked Up with Seth Rogen, that's like the only good Seth Rogen movie in my opinion.
I saw the tail end of it, and I was not.
Yeah, you gotta watch from the beginning. And then, yeah.
How did Seth Rogen's so bad?
I know,
He's not funny
He's not
at
good
all.
at all. He's not good in any movie.
No.
Pineapple Express, terrible. Hate that movie.
The show he got started on was
Yeah.
pretty good, but it wasn't funny.
Oh, you're talking about Freaks and Geeks?
Yeah.
That show's amazing. That show's literally Jason Segel, James Franco, Seth Rogen, all these guys who got popular way later at the same time.
Yeah.
We're all in Freaks and Geeks. It's got that, when we were watching Grandma's Boy, the female actress, she's like the lead. She's Velma in Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
She's the main character of Freaks and Geeks, but it's like a teenage version of her. And then it's got some... Oh, fuck. The main kid from it is the quiet character in Waiting. Have you seen Waiting? He's like the main character in Waiting, and Waiting's got Ryan Reynolds. It's got that one dude from those Mac commercials. What the fuck? Fuck, man. He was in Dodgeball. He was like the nerdy boy in Dodgeball.
Oh.
He's in it. It's got Andy Milonakis for some reason. But that movie's pretty good. And it's the kid from Freaks and Geeks, but he's an adult now. And he's like the new guy that they're trying to teach the whole movie. And at the very end, he just like explodes on every character for like all their flaws. And because like they don't let him do anything the whole movie, and he's just like, "You guys are all fucking assholes. I hate all of you." And he yells at everyone, and then when he leaves, they all come back like, "Dude, you gotta stay. You're the coolest dude we know." And so,
I've seen that scene from that movie.
yeah, Waiting is all right. It's just okay. Then they made a sequel that was fucking garbage. But
Yeah.
that era is kind of dead and I'm kind of okay with that. I fucking hate those movies. I'm not gonna lie. They're all bad.
They're all like...
But then that led to
same, too.
that led to like the Will Ferrell dominating comedy era, because no one was even making comedies anymore. And that led to just the comedy movies are actually just Marvel movies now. You don't go to theaters to watch a comedy because they're all terrible.
Yeah.
You just go watch a normal movie and it just happens to be funny. That's how it works nowadays. So,
Which kind of sucks. They need to bring back like legit comedies.
yeah, I agree. There's no reason to like watch comedies anymore. They're never good. Uncut Gems with Adam Sandler is good. It's not a comedy. It's a very serious movie with Adam Sandler, who's basically just the same character, but it's in a serious drama, so it works. He's like, oh, he plays a scummy Jewish guy? Oh, okay, yeah. Adam Sandler, there you go.
Yeah.
But
I mean, I can't even think of any comedy movies that came out recently.
no. Well, no movies have been coming out recently, but
Well,
There's
No.
like a...
I'm serious, like Deadpool, but that's a superhero movie.
Yeah, that's a Marvel superhero movie.
When was the last time you can think of which Deadpool 3 is confirmed Marvel Cinematic Universe and it's happening? But
and it's rated R.
yeah, it's gonna be rated R. Oh, well, there was a rumor he was gonna be in Spider-Man 3, but now Spider-Man 3 has every single Spider-Man character ever from every movie.
Well, Ryan Reynolds is in the cast.
Oh, he is?
He's listed, yeah.
Okay, so he probably will be in the movie, even if it's just for like a second.
And
Yeah.
they said
Oh.
Deadpool 3 is going to be connected to the Marvel Universe,
Yeah.
and it will be R-rated.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because at first they were saying that it has to be one or the other,
Yeah.
and now it's like, nah, we're just who cares?
Yeah.
And
If they did one or the other, I really hope they would have just stuck with the or.
yeah, I don't even care if it's in. I don't even care if Deadpool shows up in an Avengers movie. I don't know if you fucking like the Avengers movies. I literally like Infinity War. What other Avengers movie is even good? Like the first one was good the first time you watch it.
Are you including Endgame in Infinity War?
I'm just saying Infinity War. I don't even think Endgame's that good.
Okay.
I think it's all right. I think it's good at being like this awesome, like fan servicey movie that goes back and like if you're invested in the characters and the plot, then it's good. But like I think everything once they go fight Thanos is just terrible and it makes no sense and it's just boring and slow. The whole movie's boring and slow, I won't lie.
I don't know. I kind of think of most Marvel movies as being like really fan servicey though, like not like they're fun, but they're not
lately.
like good movies usually.
I like Spider-Man and I like Doctor Strange, but even Doctor Strange is like a weird movie that I like that I don't think people should like.
It's all about the graphics, like the CGI and everything.
Well, I like the ideas behind it. I think it's interesting. But as far as like the moral message of the movie, I don't know. Like, it's so base. They're literally like morals made for children, so you don't get much from it, like intelligence wise. So I'm like, it's just give me cool visuals, give me an interesting idea that I can wrap my head around. That's why I like the Spider-Man movies because they're doing something completely different with Spider-Man, and they're always like I don't really know what's going on half the time, so it's like there's a mystery to it that I like, and I usually like what they do with it. That's about it. I don't really like Captain Marvel. I thought was okay. Black Panther. I thought was pretty overrated.
Yeah.
I like the villain, but I hate all of the action scenes. I like literally everything but the action scenes. The action scenes are terrible.
What? It was like hyped up so much, and then it was just like another Marvel movie.
Yeah. No, it was literally just a Marvel movie.
Yeah.
I feel like it would have benefited so much if they didn't have a stupid ass CGI fight at the end. It would have been a lot better. But all the CGI moments were terrible.
Yeah.
The best moments were when he was like fighting, like unmasked, like when they did like the actual like tribal fist fights. That was actually fun to watch. And it made me realize, like, you know what? I miss movies with real people. And then Joker came out, and I was like, yes! No big CGI fucking... Imagine if in Joker, at the very end, Gotham was invaded by aliens.
Or if even just like Batman came down, but they CGI'd the shit out of him and made this big epic fight scene, that would have ruined the movie.
I'm so glad Batman wasn't in it at all. There was no villain. There was no antagonist. You're like, he's the villain, but there's no antagonist. He doesn't fight anyone. The antagonist is Gotham City. And that's more mature and nuanced, and it became a much more enjoyable movie for it.
Yeah.
So... I would love if they did more, like... So have you seen the first Wonder Woman?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was amazing until she actually fights Ares. I love that she kills who she thinks is the god of war, because he's like the general of Germany or something. And when she kills him, they're like, man is just evil. And she's like, fuck! That fucks with my head.
Yeah.
She's like, oh, the world is not the way I think it is. I'm like, yes, this is awesome. And like, she goes to the war in England, and she's like, they're like, you can't just go out and fight. And she's like, I'm a fucking superhero, I will. And there's this awesome scene where she like inspires all the troops. I'm like, hell yeah, this is great. And then she gets to the end where she fights the actual god of war. And it turns into a Super Saiyan and fucking can fly and has super strength.
Yeah. Kills
him. And then she's like, I killed the god of war. And I'm like, oh, so is the concept of war over? No. This is dumb. This isn't cool anymore. Like, the movie was so good to the very end. I was like, stop. And also, it like literally turned to like Zack Snyder style fighting where like had like slow motion zooms and stuff.
Oh.
Like,
and like the big heavy punches instead of like quick.
Well, that's the thing. They turned to like God form. Like they went God mode. And like doing super. The CGI effects were terrible, and I hated. I just hated the directing of the fighting scene. I was like, this movie was seriously so. It was like my favorite superhero movie until that point. I was like, this is just trash now.
That's what DC's really, really, really bad at is
Yeah.
fight scenes.
I know.
Is where they're like
Everyone's like,
they
Zack
wanna
Snyder
make-
can only do good fight scenes. Bullshit.
they want to give Batman the same fight as like Iron Man
Yeah.
in, a Marvel movie, but he's not going to. Like a good Batman scene is him getting the shit kicked out of him.
Yeah.
Like,
well, good Batman scene is seeing. It's like watching a James Bond or like Mission Impossible. Where it's like, how does this one dude deal with all this shit? You know?
right. Like,
And I don't mind.
and he's got bullet
got
holes
gadgets.
and he's like,
Yeah. Okay. They have that scene in Batman Superman where a guy takes a gun, puts it on Batman's head, and blasts point blank, and does nothing to him.
yeah.
That's not why I like Batman. That's not why I watch Batman.
It's like, oh, cool. He's able to afford like,
Do that with Superman.
Yeah.
That's literally Superman's power. He's called the Man of Steel because he's
Batman's-
bulletproof.
Yeah, the whole point is he's human.
So what I would want to
He's
see.
just a regular guy.
So what Dark Knight, the trilogy did, I think this was in Batman Begins, where like he just like hits all the lights first. It makes it so you can't see what's going on, but at least it makes it believable. Where he starts like taking out their guns, and then he like takes them all out. Like, yes, it might be boring to watch, but if you make it interesting, actually let you see it, make it interesting to see how one guy could take on like 7 dudes, then that could be really cool. I would love to see that.
yeah.
It's going to be hard to do that in a Justice League movie, which is why maybe they shouldn't be doing the same shit Marvel's doing, but... Or
I
introduce Robin and Batgirl and Nightwing. Hello, what the fuck?
I think doing like
This shit writes itself!
or at least
guy
like
takes on
DC already
7
wrote it.
dudes.
Like, yeah.
Yeah, I know. Just... Well, the thing is, like, a lot of screenplays get written by comic book writers, so, like, bro, let them fucking... The thing is, the Marvel comics were doing super bad, and the movies are doing super good, and the DC comics are doing super good, but the movies are doing fucking terrible. Like, the worst movies ever. They're not just bad superhero movies, they're, like, so hard to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, Suicide Squad is legendary at this point. And it's like, you watch Batman vs Superman, you're like, how does it get worse? Well... And I haven't even watched Justice League, and I don't want to. I'm tired of this shit.
I haven't watched Batman versus Superman all the way through because
I
was
love
like,
DC Comics.
they're
When Avengers 1 came out, I wanted them to do this. And they fucked it up so bad. This is the worst case scenario. And now we have to like wait like 20 years for a reboot. This is bullshit.
Yeah.
We'll never get to see like a good Batman movie again.
I bet we will
Well,
because HBO just
They should.
they just bought up DC.
I thought they're
Yeah.
they're making a Batman movie right now.
They are. Yeah, with Robert Pattinson, and it's going to have Riddler, and I have super high hopes for it. But we haven't really seen what it is. It could be terrible, but for fuck's sake, if Joker was good, it can all that matters is the director and the writer, and it seems like DC doesn't even give a shit. And they don't even try to connect these. Like Zack Snyder sort of was doing it, but the Snyder
Let Todd
cut,
Phillip make it.
the Snyder cut of Justice League is going to be the last Zack Snyder DC movie ever. They're done after this. That's why they're letting him do it. Because after this, it's over. And I know they're working on Flashpoint, and it's gonna have to be like X-Men. X-Men has Days of Future Past, because it's got like the old movies and the new movies, and they bridge at Days of Future Past, because that's when the past meets the present. And that's the last one where like Hugh Jackman's like the main character until Logan, which is like its own thing. It's like a third timeline.
Logan was a really good movie too.
Yeah,
like
because-
moving away from DC a little bit, like it's just a good movie.
Yeah.
With a superhero in it.
And most of those X-Men movies are pretty bad. But
It's because
Logan is good because it's basically like a graphic novel. It's like, just do your own fucking thing.
It's
Do what you want with the story.
it's a western set in the future
Yeah. It's
with a
awesome.
superhero. Yeah, like
There was a few moments that made me go, oh, this is still X-Men. And that's like when they had the Clone Wolverine and stuff. I was like, oh, the X-Men movies always have this fucking stupid shit in it. But
yeah.
it was still so enjoyable. I like it more than Deadpool 1 and 2. Like, I think it's the best X-Men movie. I think it's one of the best superhero movies, period. And it's not just because it's R-rated. It's not just because of this and that. It's because it took itself seriously. It's a serious and mature movie. And I don't mean... You can make a mature movie PG. All it matters is if you just take the story seriously. Like, the Batman animated show is very mature because it's very serious.
that's what I don't like about Marvel is because they try to cater too much to like kids and
Yeah.
make toys out of it.
Yeah. Well, that's what I was
It's like
saying.
I get it. That's like your whole
The moral...
profit is making toys.
The morality of
Disney.
most of those
Yeah.
movies are just kind of like baby.
Well-
like they could have been episodes of like a kid show because they're not
Right.
anything special.
But yeah, why can't you cater to kids but still make it like mature? Because I mean, kids can understand that stuff too.
Well, let's think. Black Panther is funny enough, even when we shit on it, it's like the only one with a story that has nuance to it, where like the main character says, "Our fucking entire family line is wrong. Everything we've done is wrong. We're hurting poor black people. We're hurting our own people."
That was the antagonist too.
Yeah, he literally agrees with the antagonist, but he's just too violent.
Mm-hmm.
And what I love about Black Panther is that T'Challa is like raised in Africa, and his brother is raised in America as like this ultimate military killing machine. So it's like this American fucking killer versus like this dude in Africa that's completely separate from the rest of the world because they're in like their own little hidden.
Well, and he's like a king in that society,
and so like it's a very huge culture clash, and he kind of sees the product of what America military does to people. And he kind of realized, like, we need to use... Like, we can't just be hidden away and hoard everything for ourselves. We have to help our people.
Was Killmonger from the military?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's from...
I thought the whole point was he just, like, grew up in the ghetto and was...
Yeah, but he grew up in the ghetto, but then he joined the military and became, an elite killer.
Like a Green Beret or something.
Because, like, when those bumps on his body, when he takes his shirt off, it's a bump for every kill he's ever...
Oh.
Yeah, so... Which is actually, like, an African tribal thing. So I was like, that's cool. It's like... I made the movie sound good. But then when you watch it, it's just two CGI guys who look like rubber hitting,
because
like, flying
they
at each
have to
other.
cater to
I know.
kids to make toys.
They have these horrible CGI rhinos. It's a fucking mess.
There needs to be...
But the story's good.
Blood. Yeah, there needs to be blood, honestly.
They need to they need to just make nuanced, serious... Like, I actually am excited... Oh, yeah. He's dead. T'Challa, the actor for T'Challa died.
Right, yeah. Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah, So it is actually sad because I would love to see a sequel with him in it, but they're still doing a sequel. But everyone like wants the little sister to take up the mantle, but like you have to kill the character in universe as well,
right?
And that's when it becomes weird, and that's why it's like I don't know. I don't even want.
Also, they just brought him back to life in the universe.
I know
with Endgame, so it's gonna be like, haha, gotcha. Like
now he's gone again.
Yeah.
Like,
well, like. At first, they're like, why don't we just CGI him in?
No!
And then people are like, no, don't do that.
Please,
like,
God, no.
Then why don't we recast him? They're like, no, you can't recast him. And they're like, okay,
honestly,
then what do you want us to do?
Honestly, just don't make a sequel. In my opinion. Just don't even make Black Panther 2. It is sad. I would love to see a Black Panther 2, but I would say just wait a while and then do another one way later or something. Because, I mean, I don't know. I feel like if he's dead, it should just be over. But I know that's not how capitalism works. So, but
I like the legacy character idea though, where it's just like
I would like, but
it's like if in the comics, if Superman died, you're not gonna get like they shouldn't anyway be like here's new Superman. Like you don't want new Superman. You just want to
make a new hero at that point. Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked when Bruce Wayne died and Dick Grayson took over as Batman.
But that makes sense.
Yeah, that was perfect.
On the whole time, it was meant to be like we don't know if he's dead. Like, how does Batman die? Like, even in the comics, they were like, is he dead? Like, we don't know.
That's when, was that when Damian Wayne first became Robin too? I think it was, yeah. It was like, okay, Dick, you're not, like, he kind of does his own thing. He's not really, like, Robin or whatever. He does his own fucking thing. Like, you gotta come back, you gotta be Batman, and you gotta fucking train Batman's son. He's like, alright, fuck me, I guess. But he's like the best sidekick Batman ever had, so...
Dick Grayson?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought you were saying Damian Wayne. I was like, I don't know about
No, but I if you play the Injustice games, they make Damian Wayne this fucking asshole. And I really like the Teen Titans movies where Damian Wayne's like the main character. They're like in the same continuity as the Batman and Robin movies.
Yeah.
But it's like in those movies, Robin's always a little bit rebellious, but he ends up like always siding with his father. Like that's the kind of Damian Wayne I think is an interesting character, where he's basically a villain, but he's working along with Batman, and he's like, I gotta play by Batman's rules. And then they put him in the Teen Titans movies, which has Nightwing as like the leader, and those movies are great too because again, it's just Damian Wayne, Robin learning, actually making friends. So it's like it's a fucking show. But imagine if they made a show that's like the first season's Batman and Robin, the second season's fucking Teen Titans. It's basically the Damian Wayne show. I'm like, wow, this character's interesting, and I like what they're doing. I don't want to see bad guy Damian Wayne. I want to see him become a good guy over time.
Right.
I don't mind if he has his own moral code or something, but I want him to, like, be a good person.
To live by that, because that's the point of being in the, like, Batman
Like, I think
family.
Him as, like, an honorable ninja
is
a fucking cool idea.
I like the sword, honestly, too.
Yeah,
like, the
Robin needs a sword.
Yeah, the sword's badass.
The sword stays. Just don't kill people with it, you know?
Or, like, if you do make it, like, not all the time.
Make it where, like, he should kill them, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's, like, super remorseful afterwards.
Right, yeah. Just make it so he's not just, like, killing everyone.
Because that's how he started out, is he just would, like, stab someone right through the forehead, and, like, Batman would be like, what did you just do?
He was trained by fucking ninja assassins.
Yeah,
like, he doesn't give a shit. He's a kid, too. So it's, like, in his like, makeup now. He's like, well, I already learned to do this. I don't care anymore.
Yeah.
So, like, that's why it's an interesting character. And it's just a cool idea for Batman to have, like, a fucking son that's just... Because Batman has, like, everything about Batman's so perfect. So he's like, Batman, you have a bastard son, and he's a fucking killer. But he's trained as a ninja. Batman's like, I can make this work. I can make him a Robin. I've done this, like, 5 times. I can have another Robin. And then Tim Drake's like, dude, I'm Robin. He's like, nope, you're not Robin anymore.
You're Red Robin.
Now you're Red Robin. He's like, I want to be Robin. No, that was kind of bad writing, but I do like Damian Wayne as Robin, so Tim Drake's got to just fuck off. I'm sorry. Tim Drake's the one who like fought with the staff originally, so he's pretty cool too.
Red Robin's honestly a cool character too.
A kid fighting with a staff is cool. That's a good idea. So
they all have like different weapons too, because like.
Well, like, when Nightwing was Robin, he just fought with his fist like Batman. But now he's Nightwing, he has, like, the sticks.
It's Grima sticks.
Yeah. Those are cool.
And then...
Because he's, like, he's not supposed to be, like, the physically strong one. He's supposed to be, like, the acrobat. So I like him using weapons, too.
Jason Todd started out with also just his fists, and then he went over to guns.
Yeah. Now he uses guns.
Yeah, now he uses guns.
I am excited for that game. Where I know it's going to be, like, Destiny, kind of, but where you play as only the sidekicks.
Yeah.
And Red Hood's one of them.
That'll be fun, honestly.
It's like Robin, Batgirl, Nightwing, and Red Hood. Yeah, that's who it is. I wasn't sure if they had Red Robin in it, or like if Damian Wayne was in it, but Damian Wayne's not in it. He's not in the Arkham universe yet.
I guess he can't be, because he has to be...
Yeah, they killed Talia really early on.
Well, they killed Talia and Bruce.
Yeah, that's true.
Or...
Well, like, if
they left that open.
If Talia had the baby before Bruce died, it'd be fine. But it is kind of no one knows if Bruce is alive or not.
Yeah.
I did watch the trailer they did for Suicide Squad, but it doesn't have any of the gameplay. Where it just shows like them fighting, and then Superman flies up, and like, why is Superman staring at us with his glowing red eyes? And then the lady's like, "Your target is Superman," and they go, "Oh fuck!" And then, but like. They didn't show any of the gameplay, and I'm wondering if it's like these... I don't want another Marvel Avengers fiasco, where the game is just a grind fest, where you're clearly supposed to be paying for something, and it's like, this is just Destiny, and like, yeah, I don't want to fucking play... I hate Destiny. It's fine in a shooter, I guess, but don't make me pay $60 for a game I'm just supposed to grind all day.
Right.
Especially not with real-time combat. Like, just let me actually... Like, Arkham has a leveled up system, and it's fine. You know, let me actually play combat.
When it doesn't affect gameplay that much either.
You don't get stronger, you know? When you punch someone, it does. Batman's got big muscles. He punches you, you get punched, it hurts, whatever. That's it. You don't, like, get way stronger.
Yeah.
It's not like you have to get to level 40 to fight a level 40 boss or whatever. It's fucking dumb.
You just unlock, like, new combos.
Right, which is all it should have ever been. It should have just been you get new combos. Or new, like, powers as Iron Man or something. But they fucked it all up.
Speaking of, did you hear about Ubisoft's open world story-driven Star Wars game?
No.
You didn't hear about that?
Open world story-driven Star Wars game?
Mm-hmm.
Please be good.
By Ubisoft.
You know what I want them to do? I just want them to make Fallout but Star Wars.
Yeah.
That's all anyone wants. Just let me walk around. I don't even have to leave Tatooine. Just make Tatooine the whole fucking game. And just let me do stuff like, do you want to be a smuggler? You want to be a bounty hunter? Or maybe there's a secret quest line where you're actually a Jedi the entire time. Or do you want to join the Empire? Let me just do these things and play the game.
Yeah, but every game you have to play as a Jedi.
But yeah, I know EA lost the license to it.
No, they still have the license.
Oh. I thought... Oh, wait, they still have the license?
Yeah.
But didn't Lucasfilm Games or LucasArts Games come back?
Yeah, it's back.
Okay, so it's like LucasArts is a thing under EA now, or what?
I don't know how it works, but Lucasfilm Games is making a Star Wars game with Ubisoft.
Yeah.
But EA still has the rights to make Star Wars games.
I want Jedi Fallen Order too, so I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I want the sequel. I like those characters, so I want to see what happens next. So I'm fine with that. But with the little kid from Shameless as the main character, they just like scanned his face and made him the main character.
I just see Ubisoft's idea of open world is Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, I'm afraid it's because even Watch Dogs and Far Cry is just Assassin's Creed.
Yeah. So I'm very sus of that.
Wait,
but then Bethesda's making an Indiana Jones game.
What?
Yeah.
What? What?
Bethesda is making an Indiana Jones game.
Is it id Software or is it like Bethesda first party, like the people
it's
who make...
by like Todd Howard.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
How are you supposed to level up and shit? He only makes the same game over and over. I want it. I love Indiana Jones. I'm just glad EA is not the only one now because, like, we need diversity in Star Wars games.
Yeah, and EA just makes Battlefront.
Yeah.
And they're horrible.
And they're never good. The Battlefront games are fucking bad. Battlefront 2 got better over time, but it's not even a candle to the original Battlefront 2. So it's like... And those games aren't even the best either. There's all these great Star Wars games. So it's like, what the fuck? So, good. Fuck this shit. I'm tired of EA Star Wars. Mm-hmm. The only good one was because of Respawn Entertainment. Mm-hmm. And Respawn only joined EA because they wanted to fucking piss off Activision. So...
Activision.
And they're like, we're going to make Call of Duty 4, but for EA. And they made Titanfall. And then they're like, haha, fuck you. And then Call of Duty still did really well, so it didn't matter.
And then Titanfall was, like, still a really fucking good
game.
game.
No, it's just two good Call of Duty games, basically. Mm-hmm. Though I think I do prefer Titanfall and Titanfall 2 over Call of Duty.
Oh, yeah.
Titanfall's great.
And they stopped at Titanfall 2. Instead of making 16.
Yeah, but they make Apex. Apex is, like, in the same universe, apparently.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, they do Apex Legends... And then they take all their money from Apex Legends and they made Jedi Fallen Order. They're like, fuck it. We can just do whatever we want now. We can just make the games we want to make now. We don't have to fucking appeal to people. Cause we have,
I fucking hate Activision.
Because we have Infinite Money Machine Apex Legends, which somehow is like just as popular as Fortnite. So, which is also the Infinite Money Machine for Epic Games or whatever.
Yeah.
Which is why if you get Epic Games, you get a free game every month. And you don't have to even have a credit card in or anything. You just get a free game for making an account every fucking month. Mm-hmm. And 1 month it was like every Batman game. They're like, here you go. This month is 7 Batman games. I was like, what the fuck? Okay. So I own like every Arkham and every Lego Batman on PC thanks to that. So
That's awesome.
Thank you being on that 1 month of Epic Games. I don't check it anymore, but every month is like a different game. I have like Metro from it. Epic Games is cool.
Metro?
Yeah.
Metro,
like Metro
Exodus?
2077, whatever.
Which one did you get?
I think it was Exodus, because the original one, Redux, is on Game Pass, and I played that one first. So then I went and played the one I got for free.
Exodus?
Yeah. Metro games, they're cool games.
Yeah, but Exodus is like... is nowhere near the same game as Metro.
Yeah.
2077. Or what?
They went in a different direction, I guess.
No, it's like the gameplay is so much different.
Oh, it's just better.
It's just so... Yeah. I mean, the first 2 games were really good, but then Metro Exodus just does something right. And it's such a fucking good game.
Yeah.
I fucking love that game. I've played it like 3 times all the way through.
Really?
Yeah, it's so much fun. Probably one of my favorite games, actually.
Really? I didn't expect you to say that. I remember when I think you got it when you were working. I think you were like, yeah, I'm just going to get this game. And I think you told me about it, but I don't remember.
It's so good.
You liked like every game you bought at the time. You like really were into like every game you bought.
Yeah.
So I don't know if I realized how much you liked it over time.
I think compared to the other games I bought at the time, Metro Exodus is my favorite.
Do you still think Red Dead Redemption 2 is good?
I don't know.
Or do you... It's got a good story.
Yeah, it's just...
But I don't like the gameplay.
Yeah.
But I remember liking it at the time.
Yeah, I love it.
But I don't think I ever want to replay it ever.
No.
It's... Now that I know the story, I'm like, nope. Yeah. I don't care.
Sometimes stuff's just good for like one go through too, and I don't think that's a problem. Like people act like every game needs to be able to be replayed 1,000 times, and it's like no. I mean, it's like movies. Like
I did rebeat Red Dead 1 though like 3 times. So I'm just
yeah,
and I beat GTA 4 like 3 times, and I beat GTA 5 like 2 times. But Red Dead 2, I'm like,
it's just so long.
It's so long. It's the same shit over and over. The story's good though, and the exploration is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
Like exploring and there's a bunch of hidden dialogue that you'll never hear. You cannot hear all the dialogue one playthrough. It's impossible. You have to be at certain places at certain times to hear all the fucking dialogue. Yeah. I do think that there's 2 ways to make a game have replayability, and one of them is just to have the campaign so good that you just want to rebeat it over and over and over, or like super satisfying gameplay. But if the gameplay is not good and the story's good, it's only a matter of time before you see through the cracks.
Metro Exodus is just it's just so it's like so cool, and so much fun. It's just fucking awesome. I love that game. It's literally one of my favorite games.
I think we did this before, where I asked you guys what game you've beaten like multiple times. Because I think Shane said Sekiro. Mm-hmm. But now Shane could say Dark Souls or Demon Souls because apparently he beat that game like 3 times.
Twice.
That's still obnoxious.
Well,
but I guess it's the only game on PS5 right now. So
Demon Souls has like replayability because you can play through with different builds.
Yeah. And
there's a lot of different builds you can do.
Yeah.
And they're all vastly different and play different.
I do agree with that.
Yeah. And it's just fun to, because you can't like use all the weapons in one playthrough.
Yeah.
Because you have to build. Around a certain. Yeah.
It's
And some weapons are like really fucking cool.
I'm enjoying my first playthrough. I do want to play it again though, because there's a lot I could do differently that I think would be more fun.
Yeah. So
that's interesting. But yeah. Draymond, have you played through... What was the game you got last year? Tell me about on Christmas.
Ghost of Tsushima.
Yeah, that's a fucking good game.
I'm like... I haven't beat it yet, but I'm like...
Yeah.
Halfway-ish, I think.
Beautiful. Yeah. That game is satisfying in like almost every way. Like the combat's really good. The stealth and the like exploration stuff is very... Like the side missions, all that shit's really good.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's... Like, it's taken me a minute to get like... used to the combat, just because I'm used to playing stuff like not more complicated than the Arkham games.
Yeah, where the Arkham games are literally press attack and then press counter when there's a fucking exclamation point above their head or whatever.
Yeah, like, and I just play I'll play a lot of retro games,
right,
or whatever, or like just older games.
Yeah,
and then this is like my first game I'm playing where it's like, oh, you got to watch for what everyone's doing.
Yeah,
because they're
you have to actually. I enjoy games like Spider-Man and the Ghost of Tsushima and these more complicated combat style games where you have to actually pay attention to what's going on. And
I didn't think Spider-Man was that hard.
I play on hard difficulty, but
okay,
it's just like things just don't automatically happen for you.
Yeah,
you have to know what to do, and there's like fucking literally 20 enemies on screen, and at least in Miles Morales. And
I haven't played that.
Yeah, okay. Miles Morales, you get fucking swarmed with people. And it's like, and you have to think quickly, what techniques should I do? And you just like jump in the air, make time slow down, throw like a gravity bomb, zip to a guy. Like this, everything's really fluid and fun. So it's like, I love the combat in the Spider-Man PS4, PS5 games. So.
I did actually download Ghost of Tsushima on PS5.
Yeah, just because it looks beautiful.
Yeah, and because of the multiplayer update and the New Game Plus update came out. But I realized that my save from PS4 didn't transfer.
Right.
So now I have to like go to my friend's PS4 and upload the save and then download it on PS5. So right now I started a new game on it.
Yeah. I guess that's fine, yeah.
Yeah, until I get the save back from my friend's PS4.
Yeah.
And I fucking love it still.
Yeah, Ghost of Tsushima.
It's so fucking fun. Like even just starting out with all the basics, just like being able to unlock everything and like experience it all again is really fun.
Well, I feel like you're really capable. I hate when in games you're really weak and it's hard to do stuff until you level up and get more shit.
Yeah.
I feel like Ghost of Tsushima, you're really capable right off the bat, and then as you unlock shit, you just feel more badass.
I think that's what like unlocking the different stances and everything is really good for.
The stances are awesome.
You could just play, like, you could beat everybody
right
on just the one stance.
Right.
But it'd be harder.
Yeah, it just makes things a little bit easier.
And if you upgrade the stances, then you just obliterate everyone.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking...
I love that there's, like, side quests where, like, you get that certain strike and stuff.
Yeah.
And you have to, like, fight a guy for it first.
Yeah.
And like, when I fought the guy at the boss fight the first time, I turned the game on the black and white mode. And they was, like, talking Japanese, yelling at each other in black and white. And I just, like, completely fought them. It was, like, the blood's just black. And there's, like, black everywhere.
Yeah.
All the grass and all the flowers are all stained in blood. It's fucking awesome.
Did you get it
feels badass.
The demon bow, like the demon curse bow? I
That's
feel
so
like,
cool.
Yeah.
They put like feudal mystical Japanese shit in it. It's fucking awesome.
Yeah. There's like a ton of Japanese myths in
yeah,
it.
they put like a bunch of mythology in it from like ancient or like, feudal Japan era. It's cool. It's like Inuyasha. Just like the anime Inuyasha. Or just any Japanese game that has that shit.
That one girl who is Ishikawa's apprentice. I can't remember her name.
The bow girl?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Tomoe.
Yeah.
Tomoe, she's actually in Sekiro as well.
Oh, yeah?
Because it's a myth about an ancient...
Oh, it's like the same lore.
Yeah.
That's cool.
But Tomoe is from a myth about this ancient, like, warrior bow.
I love that shit.
And in Sekiro, she's, like, the master of lightning. She, made this whole lightning technique and shit. It's really cool.
That's cool.
Because I had played Sekiro before, so I knew who Tomoe is.
Yeah.
And then they were like, Tomoe! And I was like, wait, what?
Yeah. I love when, like, stuff uses popular lore, and then, like, you get to see different versions of each thing in different mediums. It's cool. That's why I like King Arthur, because there's, like, a bajillion different versions of King Arthur. And yeah, it's cool.
Yeah. Come, am I right? It's pretty funny.
They need to like make one of those games with like Christian lore in it. No. So like Jesus is in it, but it's like a different new stylized version of Jesus. That's like a different take on the character.
Yeah. I want to play...
Have all the Bible characters in it.
I want to play a game where you play it... Yeah.
I think they have some. Remember GTA San Andreas had this big fiasco where there was like a cheat code.
Coffee,
yeah. There was like a cheat code you're supposed to do, but it was like supposed to be like a debugger thing that only the devs knew about. But then like everyone figured out how to do it, and they're all having sex, and it actually showed them having. But it was just like people wearing pants.
Yeah.
But they're just doing the motions. I'd be like, this is sick. This is awful. It's literally just two character models humping each other. There's nothing showing. It's. But I mean, whatever. And then when you play GTA 5, it's like it literally shows like people fucking. Like it just straight up shows it.
Yeah.
You'll drive in a car and like the girl and passenger just like start going down on you, and I'm like, I'm trying to drive, lady. It's really weird because you don't think you're like, what's going on? You don't expect that stuff, and then just has like dicks in it and shit. It's a whole thing.
Now Cyberpunk 2077.
Yeah, Cyberpunk 2077, where you can see any character naked anytime, pretty much.
Yeah.
And the sex scenes are like so random. Like there's like a major character just be like sitting there in lingerie and like, what's going on? And they're like, we're about to do this. And then they send you a message like, never talk to me again. Like, what the fuck? Mario Orc was just a sex scene that was awful and awkward? I don't want this shit. It's not like in Witcher, whereas in Witcher, like when they have sex, it's like establishing the relationships between characters. Like, oh, I like Trish, she's cool. Or, oh, I like the other girl that was in the show that I forgot. Yennefer. I like Yennefer, she's cool. I want to fuck both of them. Oops, I wasn't supposed to do that.
No, if you fuck both of them, they get pissed at you.
Yeah, I know. But I really liked Trish. Because I played Witcher 2, and Trish was like the main girl in Witcher 2.
Yeah.
And then you get your memory back about Yennefer in Witcher 3. And then I was like, oh, but I liked Witcher 2. So I was like, no, I'm sticking with Trish. But then you do the stuff with Yennefer, and I'm like, wait a minute. I like Yennefer. So I fucked both of them.
Yeah. I think, like,
I wanted Geralt to be happy.
You can do one or the other.
Yeah.
And then you can do both and they get pissed at you.
I still think I like Trish more, but again, it's because I played Witcher. She's really funny and cool in Witcher 2.
Yeah.
Witcher 2 plays like a shittier, jankier version of Arkham, and Witcher 3 just plays like how an RPG should play. Like, Witcher 3 is just awesome.
Witcher 3, yeah.
And Witcher 1 is fucking terrible. Not good. Looks like a PS1 game. Plays like a PS1 game. But it came out in like 2011 or 10 or something.
Oh, God.
But that was when they were an actual small studio. Now CD Projekt Red, they released a statement. There's like a 30-minute long video about their perspective of what was wrong with Cyberpunk.
Oh, really?
But I didn't watch it because I don't care. But I just want them to fix it. That's all. I'm not even gonna be mad. I just want the PS5 version, so I don't have to play the PS4 version anymore.
Yeah.
And I just want there to be less bugs, and I won't even be mad anymore. I don't even care about the multiplayer. I don't even like play games multiplayer that much, so I just want it to be good. Man.
I am excited. I really want to play the Ghost of Tsushima multiplayer.
Yeah.
Because it's not like all the
we
other
all three have it, so we should probably just play it one time.
We should.
We all three have Ghost of Tsushima now.
That'd be really fun.
Is that on PS4? Like the multiplayer?
PS5, PS4 are the same. Like,
oh, they're cross compatible. Okay.
It's literally the same servers. So
yeah.
It's like
because you run the PS4 game on the PS5.
Yeah,
basically.
like as long as you're playing the PS4 game, it's the same server. It's not like if there was a PS5 version, then they would have to program like crossplay. But if it's a Sony exclusive game, they're probably going to do that anyway. But there's no PS5 version of Ghost of Tsushima. We're just playing the PS4 game anyway.
Okay.
So
yeah,
we would be able to all play it. Plus, I have a PS4 if it really didn't work. But
yeah, but like the multiplayer is like not normal. Yeah, not where you like explore the whole map together.
Isn't just like fighting waves of enemies.
Yeah, and there's like raids or something.
I just hope it's not janky. That's all. Because like a lot of those real time action games, like the online multiplayer in Batman Arkham Origins, is fun but janky as fuck.
I forgot it. Oh my god!
I only liked it because it was the only time you get to play as Batman and Robin together.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted. And like,
I used to play that all the time. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, no, I played the shit out of the Arkham Origins on multiplayer. But
I forgot about it completely.
But like, it's not that fun to play Batman and Robin because the shooter hits you, your character fucking spazzes out, and goes all over the place, and I don't really like that. It's hard to do real time combat online. I don't know. Did you guys ever play For Honor? I never played it.
No.
It looked like it wouldn't be fun, and the game flopped like immediately. So,
but that was because of like bugs and shit, and then they fixed it. Now it's supposed to be good. But
it's almost like if you release a game with a bunch of bugs, it hurts its initial sales tremendously. Or something. But everyone does it anyway.
I don't know. The combat is.
It literally happens every time.
I don't know. I did like the multiplayer. It's like so interesting because it's no
Batman.
Yeah,
I love it
because it would be a normal like team deathmatch.
Yeah,
and then Batman would also be like just fucking everything.
Like they have to be like Metal Gear Solid style, or like you cannot see them or they will die.
Yeah,
like Batman and Robin are really weak, but like you'll just be like you're just like in a gunfight. You're like crouching over, like I'm shooting at a Joker guy. And then Batman just comes up behind you. He's like, "Oh, I got you. Oh, you're going to sleep." And you're like, "Fuck, I'm just dead now." Batman just incapacitates you constantly, and then you see him go back up in the vent. You're like, God damn it, Batman!" And then you switch to Joker or Bane. I wish they added more like teams like that. If they would have really
fleshed it out.
If it was like a full on multiplayer game, it would have been fucking fun. I would have bought it, but it's not.
Yeah, I forgot you could play as Joker and Bane.
Yeah, too. you would unlock Joker and Bane partway through the match, and then Joker's got this giant magnum, and you see Batman, you're like, "Die, motherfucker!" And you just kill him in one shot. Like, oops, did I kill Batman? And then you have to go kill Bane. It's awesome.
Yeah,
that part's fun. Like, I loved playing as the little bad guys, but it made you want to play as Batman and Robin because they had like 10 costumes each, like all from the other Arkham games. So like, I want to unlock more Batman costumes. That game was cool. It had like the White as Night, like Batman, like the White Lantern Batman and stuff. Like it had a bunch of cool Batmans in it.
Oh yeah, like they had like Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
And
all that
like
stuff was in the Arkham games.
The what's his face? Adam West.
Yeah,
Batman costume.
The Adam West Batman. I beat most of Arkham Knight as Adam West Batman. I just loved it. It looked so good. I like that. I played a lot when I rebeat it on PS4 because they gave it for free on PS Plus. But now if you buy a PS5, you get Arkham Knight with it. It's just like it's one of the free PS4 games, just like you get God of War and stuff. And it actually comes with like Batman Begins Batman, Batman 1989 Batman, Adam West Batman, and it comes with fucking Batman or Superman Batman. So you have like all the movie Batmans, which took them forever. Like the Spider-Man game has all the Spider-Mans in it. From like every movie version of Spider-Man is in it, including like the Iron Spider and everything.
You're right.
And then fucking the Batman games were like, when are they gonna do this shit? Even in Injustice, I was like, when are they gonna do the movie shit?
It would have been cool if you were able to like change your bat symbol too to like your favorite era.
That'd be awesome. You could change the Batmobile, but some of them were only available in like the race mode only.
Yeah.
Because they didn't have tank. Like you could use the 60s Batmobile, but only in like the race mode because that thing can't turn to a tank.
Right.
I want them to just... Batman Arkham Origins did it, I think, pretty well, where there's no Batmobile, but it was the first one where you actually explored Gotham.
Because you got the bat plane.
Yeah, and the bat plane was your fast travel. So I would love it now, especially with PS5, where there's no load times, where you just like press a button. There's no Batmobile at all, unless you just want to drive because you want to. No tank shit, please. Just make it a means to...
I didn't mind the tank shit either anyway. Like, it would be bad if they did it again.
I liked it, but when you rebeat it, that's when it becomes annoying.
Yeah,
it's only fun like the first time. The tank is literally just like normal combat. You just dodge and hit. Like, it's the same combat.
Yeah.
And it's like, but worse. And I'm like, I didn't play Batman to play a fucking Call of Duty game where I'm fucking shooting shit the entire time. Like, driving the Batmobile is fun. And I like that you can, like, jump out of it and you go super fucking high and fast. But, like, I don't know. That game is just... They did a lot right with that one. But then there's a lot that's just like, nah. Whereas Arkham City is, like, the perfect... I have, like, no complaints. Everything about it is, like, perfect.
That's easily the game I've rebeat the most times.
That's...
like...
I went back and rebeat it after I beat... Literally, after I beat Arkham Knight for the first time, I went back and rebeat Arkham City. Because I just love Arkham City so much. It's so fucking good. But I do like Arkham Knight. I like the stuff they did with Joker. I like the stuff they did with Robin and Batgirl. And yeah, it was cool. Mark Hamill literally said he'll never play Joker again. And then you're like, oh.
And then he came back.
Joker's not going to be in this game. And then Joker's back and it's Mark Hamill's voice.
Which is fantastic.
I beat the whole game twice. And then my friend was playing it on a stream for the first time. I was like, oh shit, we gotta get to the Joker part. And he was like stunned. He was like, this is so cool. I was like, I know. Yeah.
Yeah, because it comes out of nowhere too.
Yeah, it's so out of nowhere. Yeah. They literally, that was like a Hideo Kojima moment where like all the news press was like, he'll never be Joker again. And then he was.
Well, and then you got to play as Joker in that game too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like for a short amount of time.
Kill people and shit.
Yeah.
That game, like a big ass shotgun.
That game was rated M. That was the only one that's rated M.
Was it?
Yeah. It was rated M, and people are like, oh shit, this one's gonna be bloody? No, it's just because if you actually showed... It's because they showed, like, Jason Todd get, like, shot in the head and the torture scenes and stuff. And they were like, we're just gonna do the M rating because we think those things need to stay in the game. But like when you actually play the game, it's not any bloodier. There's no more swearing. It basically might as well just be a T-rated game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it's just that violence angle pushing.
I didn't realize it wasn't.
Like... They had some horror stuff in Arkham City, and Arkham Knight kept that theme going. But they could have really pushed that crazy horror shit in an M-rated game, but they chose not to.
They need to do a superhero horror game.
Yeah,
where like you're playing as like a goon or something, or like you're playing as Hush.
Yeah.
And Batman's like trying to track you down, and so you have to like, it's a puzzle game, but like a puzzle horror game where you have to like outsmart Batman.
I want it to be like, have you seen Gotham Knight? Like the movie Gotham Knight? It's like 6 short Batman films.
Yeah.
One of them has Batman as like an actual like monster creature.
Yeah, because it's the one where the kids are talking about.
They don't know what Batman really looks like, so like they're trying to decide like what Batman. I love that idea of like nobody actually knows Batman.
Yeah.
So it's like a mystery of like when you imagine him in your mind, do you imagine like a gargoyle demon, or do you imagine like a dude who's just like all like Iron Man armor? Like what do you imagine when you think Batman? And then when you see him for the first time, like, oh, you're just like a dude in a costume. Like, I would love it if there was a game that's like super black, like super dark, mostly silhouettes,
and you can just barely see him moving in the shadows, and you're like trying to shoot him.
You just like turn the corner, and it's like you see a cape like go by, but that's it. Just like the tail end of a cape, like, oh, fuck, is he here?
Or it's like Robin standing there, and you try and shoot him, and he like flips out of nowhere and he's just gone.
Or like you see them for like a second and they throw a batarang at the lights, like, oh fuck, I can't see. And you have to turn on your flashlight or something.
Or like firing your guns, you can see, can see him running at you with the muzzle flash.
And then like as you level up, you get like flashbangs and like better flashlights and stuff, and then you can like see what's going on. But for a while, it's like terrifying because you don't know when they're gonna get you.
That'd be awesome. That would be like piss yourself level of like scary if they did that right.
You have to like be really quiet and listen if you hear subtle breathing, and then you can get closer to it or something.
Especially with like the PS5 having like the microphone and everything and the controller, where you would actually have to like
you have to be quiet
in person or he can hear you.
That'd be cool. There are games that do that, but it was like with the Xbox Connect, and so it was like if you yell really loud, they'll hear you. You know, so it's kind of fucking dumb.
So it's like and it's like they don't hear you.
They did this thing in Mass Effect where if you have the Connect plugged in, there's no video for it. But you have the Connect plugged in. If you yell "shotgun," he'll like automatically switch weapon to the shotgun. No one played that way.
No.
There's a drop menu where you can just select in a wheel what you want. No one fucking yelled shotgun at their TV.
That is good for paralyzed people. Is what?
My
uncle uses that, but
the Connect.
Yeah.
Oh really?
Or he did for a long time anyway.
That's cool. I didn't know that many games used it. I figured it was like a gimmick.
I think he hooked up his like Netflix to it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he was just like...
like my remote has the built-in, like, you could talk to it and stuff.
Yeah.
A lot of stuff has that now. Like, at first it was, like, the Amazon Fire stuff and, all like, in the Roku.
Yeah, I'm sure they have something new now, but whenever the Kinect first came out, that was, like...
Yeah, because you could navigate the menu with the Kinect. That was pretty cool. You could do that with the PS4, but no one bought the PS4 shit, so... I'm sure you can do it with the PS5, too, but... Actually, I wonder, because it has a mic built in the controller now. That actually... They should do that.
Yeah.
Come on. Microsoft is always really good about accessibility. They've always been the best about accessibility. Sony kind of caught up with it later at the tail end of the PS4, but I think accessibility stuff's cool. So, but I want a game like that. I want like a scary. I guess it doesn't have to be Batman, but it would be.
Yeah, no.
When Payday 2 was really popular, me and my friends played all the time, and I was like, man, it'd be so cool if it was like you got to pick between like 10 different Batman villains, but they all had special unique powers, and you just had like a 4-man team, and you just like fight cops, and randomly Batman will show up, and he's like impossible to beat. Like you just can't beat him.
Yeah.
So you have to like either abort mission or just do something to trick him or something.
Run away, but like
Or like sometimes, because like in Payday, random events will happen. So there's a mission that's like a drug bust, and it's like, okay, you can either kill the business people and take everything, you can give them what you stole and just take what you're supposed to, and then do even more, try to get for more money like the next part of the mission, or sometimes randomly the police will go, this is a raid, and it's like an army of fucking cops. But like what I love about Payday is that it always starts out where there's no cops, and you just yell at all the people like, get down on the ground. And if you tie them up all successfully, you can go an entire bank robbery with no cops. Like, if no cops show up and you have everyone tied down, and, like, when the phone rings, you answer the phone, you go... And they have, like, funny voice dialogues, depending on which character you're playing as. And like, this is Steve. Nothing's going wrong at the bank today. And then, like, if you have, like, a perk that lets you... If you level up and have the perk where you can talk on the phone, they're like, okay, Steve. And they just like, hang up. And I want a game like that. But, like, sometimes the cops will walk outside, just, like, randomly. So, like, you have to, like, take out all security guards silently, zip tie them all up, take out everyone in the bank. You don't have enough zip ties, so you have to literally walk around the bank going, get down, get down. See someone get up, get the fuck down. and just, like, hope to God a cop's not outside. And if a cop's outside, you gotta fucking shoot him. Then you have to buy the body bag perk, because if you kill a body, they just lay there. So if you get the perk where you get body bags, you can grab people and move them, and so you take them and shove them in a dumpster or something. And then one of your friends is in the camera room looking at everything. One of your friends is like me. I always had the saw, so I had like a light machine gun and a saw. That was my only two fucking weapons. And I sat there with this because you could put like a drill, but it's faster just to saw through the thing. So I'm just sitting there going like, I'm like, watch my back, I'm fucking sawing through. Like everyone was stealthy, and I had the heavy armor on it. And then you go to the all these individual like deposit boxes. I'd like saw like open all because otherwise you have to put like fucking little drills on. You have to do it one at a time. It takes forever. And so we got so good to where we were because we leveled up enough to where we were like stealing everything from the banks perfectly, and we never got caught by the police. And I'm like, yes, this feels so... Because otherwise it just turns like a shootout where you're just like killing fucking 1,000 cops. You kill all the cops in the whole fucking state. and I'm just like, damn it. And I always whenever we fuck up the mission, I go, damn it, man, I didn't sign up for this shit. Batman's a father. Just like... And then my friend would be like, you know what? Just for that? And you like shoot a civilian that was like tied up. And it's like, you just lost points. And he's like, I don't care. The game was really fun. And I want a game like that where Batman will show up randomly.
Yeah.
And just beat the shit out of you.
Especially if you could play, like you were saying earlier, with Origins.
Yeah,
Like if you could play as...
Because they play as like Joker and Bane in those ones. And Bane had like a move where he could just like charge you.
Yeah,
and,
like
slam you into a wall. And like Joker had like the long magnum that he always has. That like one shots everyone.
if you could decide, like I still think it should be like a goon or something.
Yeah,
But like if you can decide who you want to work for, like you want to be
cool, yeah.
a Joker goon or Mr. Freeze or whoever, and then you've got to like...
There's just so many good villains.
Yeah.
Make a game where you play as the villains, man. I guess Suicide Squad is going to be that, but Suicide Squad is like Harley Quinn, the Shark, Deadshot. Man, I don't want to play as Deadshot. I want to play as fucking... I'll play as Killer Croc.
Yeah.
I'll play as Penguin, dude. I want to play as Penguin with the fucking... You're really slow, but you have the umbrella, and you can like shoot people with it. Or you play as Two-Face, and he has like dual magnums or something, and like a double-barrel shotgun or something. Everything's too related.
Someone weird like Man-Bat.
Yeah, that'd be fun. And then... Riddler, just like he's really weak weapons wise, but he has like a bunch of like grenades that do special things or something.
Poison Ivy.
Literally, this game makes it so if you make in Payday 2, there's a perk where if you get your talking skills good enough, you could yell at a cop to work. You can yell at cops to put their hands behind their heads, and that way you can handcuff them, so you don't have to zip tie them. So a bunch of cops, you have them handcuff themselves because you intimidate them. If you get it up enough when they're down, you can yell, "Get the fuck up!" and you get back up. That's how you heal people. And then you can, if people handcuff themselves, you'd be like, "Now fight with us," and they'll actually do it. So you have like one guy. My friend would always be the guy, so we'd always have like one AI with us. And he would try to get like the cop with the most armor, and there's bigger cop fighting other cops with us until we just eventually shoot him in the back of the head. Like, fucking, you're done, son. Yeah. So cool. So again, Poison Ivy would just... And as you level up Poison Ivy, she could get like 4 or 5 dudes. It'd be fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, and like she's got all the plants and shit, and like...
Oh yeah, that too. Man, we need to make games.
Yeah. No, like...
You need to hire us. How have you not made this game
consultants,
yet?
like...
No, because they're making Suicide Squad. It's going to be just like Marvel's Avengers, where it's all about leveling up and grinding and shit. Versus this like cool, unique idea where you play as Batman villains and you have to fucking... lose to Batman sometimes. That's what I want.
I want to lose to Batman a bunch, and I want
sometimes
Batman to be
Robin.
Played by a real character.
Oh, that's
like
what you
by
want?
a real person.
That could be that could be crazy, but
like multiplayer, like
yeah.
Because I feel like an AI Batman would just not have the same.
I just want it to be like impossible to kill no matter what. Like, I want it to be like a miracle if you beat him. Like you can make like sometimes Robin or Batgirl shows up and they're easier. But if it's Batman, you're just like, we have to fucking just run now.
I think a Superman game would be really fun like that,
yeah.
where it's like, it's a
can't
miracle if you beat... Yeah, it's like...
You shoot him and it just bounces off.
Yeah, like...
And he's like, I don't... Okay.
Just like, walks through a wall or whatever, yeah.
Randomly, Superman punches through a wall, and you're just like, fuck!
fuck!
And he just turns his laser vision on and just fucking kills 2 of you. You're like, we lose. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
They make a secret DLC for the Batman game called Super Hard Difficulty, where instead of Batman randomly showing up, Superman randomly shows up. And he just literally freezes you with his freeze breath or something insanely
you could do the whole thing, like do a DC Universe style one where it doesn't even have to be just Batman.
I always wanted a game where like it's a Batman game, like Arkham. And then when you beat it, your reward is you get to fly around as Superman.
Yeah.
And you just have God mode on. Like, you just can't take damage and you can fly and you're super fast.
You can just laser people down.
You just, like, fucking annihilate people in one punch. I want that game.
Freeze people and then, like, shatter them.
It's too hard to do a Superman game. That's why they're doing Suicide Squad, so you fight Superman. It's too hard to make Superman a game because he's not that kind of character. Batman, it works perfectly. Superman, it's going to be... The best Superman game is Lego Batman 2. Because it's all about saving people under circumstances. But even in that game, you don't lose health, and you can do literally anything. And you kill everyone in one punch, and you can fly. And it's very clear that Superman's super OP in that game.
Yeah.
And that's because that's how Superman would be. So, like, I want a game where you just get to fucking fuck shit up with Superman, but it's not really the point of the game. Because otherwise, you have to make the game like Superman 64, where it's like all about doing trials, and it's fucking annoying. I don't want to do a game where it's like about like doing tests and trials. I just want to punch stuff, man. I want to punch and fly around.
A Superman Darkseid game would be good for that, or like Superman, just like someone who's actually big enough for him to fight in a fist fight.
That would be cool. Yeah, as long as like the villains that are like actually challenge him would be cool. Yeah, I want that. I feel like a good enough studio could do a Superman game, but Superman has to be cool enough in the public eye. That's the problem right now, is no one wants to make Superman movies. They let Snyder do it because he's like, I'm going to do a different take on it, and then that was also a failure. Because no one wants to do it the right way. Which the right way is to do it like Black Panther, or like Wonder Woman, but without that stupid-ass action scene at the end.
Yeah.
Where like, it's just a philosophical movie. Because superheroes are about philosophy. They're not about punching, they're about ideas. It's about ideas, different opinions clashing with each other. That's the whole fucking point. Especially
like DC heroes.
Yeah.
That's like Marvel, you have a little bit of that like street level, like, oh yeah, I'm just like Peter Parker. I have this crush on Mary Jane, and like I'm sad sometimes.
People always say
and
Marvel's
then like
about being relatable.
Yeah.
Whereas DC's about. So Captain America is like their Superman, where he's just a guy who always does the right thing.
Yeah.
But I do love, like, there's a Wonder Woman story where a character just is like, you're an Amazon, right? I'm calling for this blood right where you have to protect me because I'm a woman, even though I'm a criminal. And Woman's like, all right, I'm doing it. And she doesn't let any media in. She doesn't let anyone arrest her. She's like, if any cop wants to come in, go through me. And they always like, all right, we're backing down. We're not going to fight Wonder Woman. And then Batman tracks her down and fucking is like, this is the fucking woman. He's like, do you know what she did? And Woman's like, I don't need to know. That's not my call. She's like, honestly, I'm waiting for her to turn herself in because right now I just have to protect her. That's all she wants. And that's my right as an Amazon. I have to do it. And Batman's like, I'm bringing her in right fucking now. And Wonder Woman fights Batman. And Batman, she beats the shit out of him and he just comes back later. He's like, I'm fighting you again, bitch. And she's like, instantly, he's like, Bruce, and just like lassos him by the neck and like flings him around. She's like, fuck off.
Which is exactly how they should behave. Like Batman should get like pretty much beaten to death.
It's a moral dilemma between the characters. It's interesting. Red Sun was like, Red Sun, it's all about Superman is the communist dictator of Russia and Lex Luthor is the president of capitalist America. And it's literally a fucking political clash. It's so good. I love it. That's how superhero stuff could be. The movies could just be like that, but they just choose to be about
that would have been a good Snyder one, too. Snyder could have done communist Russia.
Yeah. Because that one needs to be gritty and violent anyway. That one should be like Watchmen.
Yeah.
Watchmen benefited a lot from how gritty and bloody Snyder likes to make things. So I think he fucked up by making the characters all seem super strong. But for the most part, that movie was fucking good. So, like, I would love that. I even like the visual style. I think Watchmen directed like a Marvel movie if it had like the characters look like if Dr. Manhattan looked like how Hulk looks, and like Night Owl looks like how Iron Man looks or something, and Rorschach looks like how Spider-Man looks and stuff, it wouldn't have looked nearly as good as how I liked the faded, gritty lighting and the super filtered shit.
It's got that noir thing going.
Yeah, I think Snyder was actually a good call for that movie. It's just he kind of fucked up some things in some areas. But I would love to see like something like that with Snyder, like a super gritty. That's what he should have done. He even went for like the evil Superman angle a little bit in Batman Superman, in that like flash, that like cutscene, whatever, memory, future thing, whatever, Batman's dream. Yeah, he's like a fucking wearing a trench coat and shooting people. They could
like Batman does.
You know, in Russian Batman, he didn't look that far off from Russian Batman. Russian Batman would be great in that scene. But also, I would love a movie that's like that, where when they first announced Batman vs Superman, all they said was the second for Superman 2, the villain's Batman. That's what they said. They said Superman 2, the villain is Batman. I was like, that's a cool idea. That's not what they did.
No.
They made it mostly a Batman movie that featured Superman, and neither one of them got the character development they needed. I would have loved to have seen a movie. I want movies where like another hero just pops up for a little, like Captain America 2 with Black Widow. I thought was like perfect. I want stuff like that where like a random character is just in it.
Wait, Captain America 2?
Yeah, where like, you know what I'm talking about? Black Widow's just like the side character in the movie. So it's like mostly Captain America and Black Widow doing shit together. But she's only in like the middle act mostly. Like it's mostly just Captain America doing shit, and then he fights alongside Black Widow, and then he goes and fights Bucky and stuff.
Okay, yeah. It's been a minute since I saw that movie. I was trying to pin down which one was 2.
2's the one where
That's Winter Soldier, right?
Yeah, where like S.H.I.E.L.D. is being taken over by the Hydra, and he's like, the fuck's going on? And they do that scene from Civil War where everyone's like, so we're all gonna do this thing, right? And Captain America's like, I don't think we should. I think that's bullshit. And then he just like fights everyone in the elevator. It's fucking awesome. It's like literally right from the Civil War comics. It's so good. That's good Captain America. But
they did good with Captain America.
America's the one who they did the best in these movies, I think. And I think Thor is really good too, but
in the elevator, doesn't he say Hail Hydra? And then
that was an Endgame.
No, in Endgame he said, because in Endgame they're doing like a reference to that scene because he knows they're all Hydra agents, and they're all just like staring at him because like, do we trust them? And he says Hail Hydra, which is a reference to in the newer comics where Captain America says Hail Hydra because he's a Nazi now. Yeah. After all of this time fighting against the American government, doing totalitarian fascism shit, he's like, nah, actually I'm a fascist this whole time. It was pretty bad. I think that ended up being a dream or something because everyone hated it so much.
I remember
people hated it so much.
I have never read a Captain America comic, and I heard that and I was like, what? Like
it was like right after Trump was elected.
Yeah, it was like that doesn't.
It's like
make any sense.
Do the writers know that Captain America isn't a fucking G.I. Joe who does whatever America says? You know, he's literally the opposite of that, where he embodies the American values from the 40s, and so he fights it because he doesn't know how bad America actually is. He literally fights against the corrupt side of America because he thinks that's the American thing to do.
Yeah.
That's literally the fucking point. Do they not know that? Apparently they don't. So, but it's just so that way fucking Falcon can be Captain America now or something. I don't know. Who cares? The comics have been doing so bad while the movies have been the best movies, like value wise in like recent history. They make bajillions of monies.
Yeah.
People didn't even watch them, and then like all the Thanos memes came out, and everyone started watching Infinity War and started from there because just for Thanos, it was fucking ridiculous. Which again, Thanos was another character where like that movie is really silly with like the combat and everything, but Thanos is such an interesting character. Like he's a good villain. Again. Yeah. Now his plot makes no sense because he could just snap for more resources and have to take out half of humanity. But at least it's like his
final goal makes the most sense, where he's like, I'm gonna remake the universe in my image. Yeah. That at least kind of makes sense with his character. Yeah. The rest of it's like, man, I don't know. Like,
well, in the comics, isn't he trying to impress Lady Death?
Yeah,
and that's why he kills half.
He does a whole bunch of stuff to impress Lady Death, and she just won't speak to him. And he's like, "What the fuck?"
And I know she's married to Deadpool.
Yeah. Well, I think not at this point, but he's like, "What the fuck?" I like to always be like, just so everyone knows, Thanos is a cuck to Deadpool. But anyway, not at this point. At this point, Deadpool is not really fucking with her because he flirts with death. I get it. Anyway, so Thanos is like, why won't you talk to me? I love you. I'm doing all this cool shit. I've made planets for you. I've destroyed things for you. And then someone's like, maybe you should try doing what she likes, which is killing. And he's like, oh yeah. And that's when he does the snap. And Spider-Man's just like swinging around. He goes, oh fuck. My spider sense is going crazy. Everyone is dead. What the fuck just happened? And then all the heroes get together and like X-Men's like, hey, half of us are gone. But none of like the important ones are all still there.
Yeah.
And at this point, like Adam Warlock and what's the girl's name? Gamora. They're like inside the Soul Stone. Like they're just like traveling in like the meta weird spiritual universe because Marvel has like the fifth dimension and shit. And so like there's all this shit. Like Thanos ends up fighting all of the gods, including like reality itself and space itself and time itself. He kills all the gods. He kills concepts of ideas, basically.
Yeah.
And then he's like, okay, I'm literally the most I've been established to be the most powerful being in existence of all space and time right now. Because that's how powerful the Infinity Stones are. And then they beat him by getting him to take his glove off. They just tell him to do it, and he does it. And then Nebula puts it on, but Nebula is way different in the comics. Nebula is just this girl that claims Thanos is her biological grandfather, and he's like, "No, you're not, bitch." And just starts like, he uses the Infinity Stones to keep her as like a rotting corpse that's 1 second from dying, but she can't reach that last final moment. So she's in the most possible pain imaginable, but just constantly regenerating. So she's just always dying over and over and over. It's like every second dying. And then she gets it on, puts it on, and she like fully heals herself, and she's like, "Fuck you!" Just like kills Thanos immediately.
Yeah, they couldn't do that in a Disney movie.
No, none of this makes sense. Thanos is just horny, first of all. He's literally... It's like back then, they only knew how to write incel characters. So like, Thanos is just really horny. He wants to fuck Death.
And then he gets cucked by Deadpool.
Deadpool
I don't even know how Deadpool gets...
That happens way later. It's because... Okay, so in the comics, eventually it's explained that she won't talk to Thanos. Because even after he does a snap, she doesn't care about him. And then he creates like a giant empire base, and he's like, haha. And then all the Marvel characters come, and he freezes time instantly. And he's like, I'm just entertaining them. And like, they can't beat him. He literally beats everyone because they just can't beat him. He's got the Infinity. So even everyone together, they had Doctor Doom teamed up with them and everything. It didn't matter. They can't beat Thanos. Like it was like Hulk and Drax just both jump at him. He's like, "You're frozen. Okay, next." Like he just keeps. But eventually, Death is like, well, someone who speaks for Death is like, she can't love you anymore because you are more powerful than she is. And you're like, what have I done? I fucked up. He could just use the Infinity Stone to make her love him, but I guess that wouldn't work. So basically,
it wouldn't be the same either because he's the kind of guy who his character wants to like achieve things.
That's not Infinity War. That's it's called like the Infinity Gauntlet. That story, I think. Infinity War is a different story. It's very different, actually. That involves the scrolls and stuff. But like, whatever, it's the same. Whatever. It involves Infinity Stones, I think. So anyway, the point is you can't put Lady Death. Oh, Lady Death is attracted to Deadpool because he won't die. He'll literally die, and she'll be like, "Oh, I'm taking you to the afterlife," and he's like, "Well, I can go for now, but I'm gonna go back to being alive." And then she's like, "Oh," and so like she gets like intrigued by this. The joke
is playing hard to get.
The joke is literally he flirts with Death,
right? Because
he keeps almost dying.
Yeah.
But Deadpool literally will die. Like he's been stabbed in the head and he just falls over and he gets back up, like because his brain can regenerate.
Right.
That's how powerful his level of healing factor. Which is they just literally it's the same people who tested on Wolverine. They just gave him Wolverine's DNA. Mm-hmm. And then it was more powerful than Wolverine's DNA.
Because he's not fighting the adamantium all the time. The adamantium poisoning.
So like, he just and also I think his healing factor like doesn't go through his bones or whatever. Like Wolverine, right? Like Wolverine can heal, but Wolverine can't get like decapitated and his head grows back.
No, so
I thought
he can, but it's slower, and he won't have the adamantium come back. So, like, if he has the adamantium on, it won't work.
Okay.
So, they did that in
Logan, he got shot in the head, and it was like an adamantium bullet, so it actually pierced his skull. So his brain stopped, so he died, basically.
Right. Oh, and then in...
and then Wolverine...
What was the one in Wolverine where he went to Japan?
Yeah,
and they cut off his hand?
Silver Samurai has, like, a heated adamantium blade so it can cut through adamantium.
Right.
And that's why... Eventually, in that movie, he loses... The whole point of the movie is he wants to lose his metal bones so that way he can die. And he loses his metal bones and still beats the bad guy at the end. And then he has, like, bone claws. And I'm like, wow, how are they going to set this up for Days of Future Past? And Days of Future Past starts, he just has the adamantium. They never explain how he got his metal back at all. And then in Logan, he just doesn't have the bone claws. It's just, they just never explained that plot point. They just dropped it completely. So yeah.
Wait.
They literally
in Logan... He does have the metal. Or wait, what did you say? Okay, yeah. Okay, yeah.
He loses his metal at the end of The Wolverine, and they never explain how he got it back. I guess he just went and did the fucking experiment again or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
They never explain how he got it back. Or that movie's just not canon, but...
I think that's what it is,
But
honestly.
he literally loses his metal at the end, and this is it. He has the bone claws from Wolverine Origins again. It's weird. Because he gets them like broken off or something. and he's like fighting without the claws, and then like at the very end he's like ah, and like the bones come out, and you're like, oh shit, the bone claws. So weird.
Yeah,
but I still like that movie. But it's really goofy. Silver Samurai is like this silver metal robot with a human old man Japanese head on it. Silver Samurai in the comics just looks like another version of Wolverine in samurai armor or something. He's literally wearing like samurai armor, and he has a sword, and that's it. And then in the movie, he's like a fucking robot with a Japanese man's head on it, no cool helmet.
I don't remember most of that movie. I gotta be honest.
At the very end, there's a deleted scene in the Wolverine where he opens up like a suitcase that has like the orange and gold, or like the gold and brown suit in it.
Yeah,
and I was like, oh my god, he's finally gonna wear the yellow.
Like the old school, yeah.
I think the original was blue and yellow, but then they went to like this brown and yellow for a while, and then they go back to the blue and yellow later.
Or kind of that like dark blue, almost blackish, and then yellow.
For some reason he wore that like yellow brown a lot, and then like they were going to do that costume. I was like, that would have been so. Anything with the mask would be cool, but like. Still, to this day, we've never seen it.
I honestly kind of prefer the leather jacket and he should have like the lamb chops. I think
I think he has that in the earlier. It's funny if you actually watch the first X-Men movie and X-Men 2, he has the fucking hair from the cartoon.
Yeah,
where like it sticks up like I don't know, it looks like a fucking Jim Carrey character or something. It just looks wild. And then in the later Wolverine movies, like in 3 and Wolverine Origins, he has like normal hair. And like, come on, give me the hair back.
Give him at least like. So I think the point of that is it's supposed to look like he's driving a motorcycle all the time, where you get that he's got longer hair and it just gets blown back.
It was just like a comic book thing back
then. Yeah, they should just give him.
But like, you can make
motorcycle hair. Yeah,
his mask is shaped that way too. So it's obviously it's like the bangs. It's like his eyes are like the long pointy part. But that's how his hair is?
Yeah.
But like, his hair's not in the pointy part. I'm sorry if I keep up with it. His hair's not in the pointy part of the mask. So it is weird. But at least give him the pointy parts in the mask if you're not going to do the hair that way. That's all I'm saying. And I believe they'll do it right with the Marvel ones. Because they know everyone wants that. They know everyone wants to see the blue and yellow X-Men again. I like how they did in First Class. First Class, they looked kind of like the black motorcycle style. Like from the original X-Men movies, but they're wearing literally blue and yellow with like a yellow X on their chest.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, this looks kind of like the original 70s
First 70s. Class was when they went back in time to meet.
First Class was literally based in the 60s.
Right, with like...
Days of Future Past is when Wolverine, Hugh Jackman of the current movies, goes back, and it has the new actors and the old actors, but Wolverine goes back in time. So it's Hugh Jackman with the First Class characters. And then after First Class is Apocalypse, and then you have Dark Phoenix, where those are like based on the First Class continuity.
Trying to keep those movies straight is...
There's like 10 X-Men movies, and almost 4 of them are canon, I think. like they don't work at all. They're just a mess.
Wrap it up.
Fine, go ahead. See what I care. Do it. X-Men sucks.
Oh, we never did an intro.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
We should just do an intro and then an outro.
Yeah. Well, we did that before, I think.
Did we?
Yeah, we've done that before.
X-Men sucks.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one's just a longer episode.
This one's the nerdier one.
Yeah.
That's fine, because I don't want to talk about politics every time, but we'll talk about it next time.
Yeah, we didn't talk about politics at all.
Oh, yeah.
I honestly needed the break.
Trump was impeached.
He was impeached.
But not
all the way.
Not indicted.
So it's what happened last time. We'll see
He'll
what
be out of office before they can actually.
Yeah, I don't care. I just impeach him so that way.
It just bars him from running again.
Yeah, I just don't want him to run again. That's all I care about.
Kanye West, fuck Jeffree Star.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre had a brain aneurysm.
Oh yeah.
Oh, is he dead? What?
No, that was on the same day as the Capitol riot, though.
Jesus Christ, I didn't even hear about it.
That was actually when the news about the Jeffree Star and Kanye West thing, and Dr. Dre, and then the Capitol riots happened that day.
So I thought that was just a meme someone just completely made up about Jeffree Star and Kanye, but...
I didn't look into it, though.
The more and more that comes out, it's like, Jeffree Star kept saying for a while he fucking sucked his dick. And then like he kept saying that around the time that Kim was like filing for divorce with Kanye West, and they were not shaky at all. They just out of nowhere just were fucking getting divorced. So I think that he did something with someone else. I think he was caught cheating, and I think that it was with Jeffree Star. That's amazing. Yeah. Apparently they actually hung out, and then after they hung out, they're filing for divorce. I thought this was such a made-up story, and apparently it's like possibly real.
And Jeffree Star was like in Minnesota.
Yeah. He bragged about it. He bragged about going there, and he said he saw Kanye and stuff like that. So
yeah,
he said he sucked Kanye's dick. He literally said it. Obviously, you could take that as a joke, but like, he said it, and then they got divorced. Okay, go ahead. Let's wrap this one up.
Thanks. Bye.
Do what I want you to do.
Wasteland Podcast. Signing out.
Good.